Oh.
Jenny, come on now. What did I do in my piggy bank? I'll come back for you guys. What did broke my piggy bank? Hello? Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Àjọ mi dà. Yesterday ló ti ń gbàjọ. Mo need owó. I need my money. I've been saving since last year. I don't understand why she's the one collecting again. See, you will see me now. I'm coming to your house.
I don't understand. How is it a scam? How? No. You told me to tell my mom. I told my mom. My mom told my dad. My dad told everybody. Now, what do you expect me to do? I've invested money. There's money in this thing. There's nothing. Hello? Oh. What am I going to do now?
Bosu, your money is very plenty.
I'm almost done saving my money for my car.
Hey, yeah, bring me the money. Let me help you keep it. That's my boy. Bosu. High five.
Growing up, both my parents were university professors, but my mom was also a businesswoman. So she had like a bunch of stores in Ogun State where I grew up. And it was customary for us to talk about money with her. She'd come home, she'd be counting actual cash. She taught us the concept of removing costs from your revenues to get your profits. So I definitely had a grasp of money, how to keep it, how to hold it, at least at the basic level, how to not run out of it. So December 2015, we were running Push CV. We're going on Christmas break. Push CV was definitely running out of money. We're having really tough conversations about downsizing the team. Very interesting time because we were not really sure what 2016 was going to be like. And so it was very interesting on the 31st to have seen that tweet and for Josh to have brought the tweet to our WhatsApp group and say, guys, have you seen this conversation on Twitter?
The users see 365,000 in a year.
And if you search myself and Joshua's tweets, you still find our exchange of how we thought it needed to be personal, how we thought we needed to build it out. And to his credit, Somto didn't ask too many questions before he started to build it.
I remember I was in the village then for holiday, and I remember like already trying out different logo designs for, at the time, piggybank.ng. There was no light, there was barely any network, but then we were still like trying to get on the call, make sure it worked. And then immediately I got back, I went to Somto's house, two of us sat down. While on the call with other people as well, we were trying to say, okay, this is what the design should be, this is how the user should use it. It was interesting because there was no place to take inspiration from. This was like kind of the first time something like this was going into the market. So we just used our previous experience with the companies that we had worked on together, plus the current banking system. So we kind of made sure that, okay, if we could use it for ourselves, it means that at least, even if it's 10 people out there, somebody will be able to use it.
We didn't think as at the end of 2015 that we'd be, running Piggyvest in 2 weeks into 2016. It was a very different time. In fact, when we resumed 2016, actually, it was a time of telling a number of people on the team, guys, unfortunately, we cannot afford to pay you, so stop working, while we were kind of incubating the concept of a piggybank.ng. So that was like it was two things simultaneously, giving birth to this new thing and trying to figure out how to keep the old thing alive. I think that we had the confidence to start Piggybank.ng, yet another thing, because we were a group of really unashamed, very brave experimenters.
We had 5 other startups we were working on at the time.
When I met the founders of Piggyvest, they were not building Piggyvest. I remember fondly and vividly the day Piggyvest team came in and all of them walked into my office together. So what was interesting to me was their approach to building. You could see the desire to build something, and their speed to market was compared to none I'd seen in the market. If today Somto, Odun, and Josh and the rest of the team were building something in the education space, I would still back them.
We definitely put him through the ringer. Like, it was a new thing every 6 months. And we were just as confident in that new thing as we were in the new thing that we had launched 6 months before.
And each time they were building something, he would carry me along and say, hey, Mr. Olumide, we are building this, what do you think? And I remember then it was not Piggyvest, it was piggybank.ng.
In our previous startup, we all already had the roles that we're doing, so with Piggyvest, we just continued with those roles.
Somto was doing all of the building. Joshua was handling all of the people things, and I just kind of took on everything else. So we kind of roughly divided it like that, and that's how we settled in for like a year or so, before then starting to branch out of those 3 other really important lines of function.
For me, my core area was actually customer support at the time, just trying to understand customers directly. So I would typically be responding to customers on Instagram, Twitter, via emails, and sometimes even picking up the calls. Another thing I was doing at the time was I was in a form of product management, making sure that the product was being built, just following up with the engineer who was pretty much just Somto at the time.
What we now call the fraud and compliance, what we call the payments rule, all of those I handled very early on. I was responsible for speaking to all our payment partners to make sure, there's no downtime, even if there is, what is the time to sort it out?
I dabbled into a bit of customer support, a bit of accounting, finance. Customer support was the most challenging because it was a new product. It was first of its kind. So we spent a lot of that period educating people and ensuring them that money is safe and secure. I did a lot of Googling and researching on how to do some of the accounting and finance tasks that I was assigned.
Personally, I was leading sales and business development.
I was basically responsible for everything design related.
That period was chaotic, but we learned as we grew.
Over the times, we've all grown in different areas. So seeing somebody has grown into a different area and allowing them to express themselves in that new area, right, is super important. Just being dynamic, trusting the growth of everybody, and also identifying everybody's growth is different, not the same pace, not the same depth, and finding a way for everyone to respect each other. Piggyvest, we have 2 dates, right, internally. We have the January date when we launched the product, and we have the official launching, which is April 2nd. Around March of 2016, we had to take a very hard decision to actually shut down, or let's say pause the product, right, to regularize.
Something interesting was happening. People were being able to attach other people's cards to their own piggy bank account. Someone had done it to his mom. And we realized that it was not a singular occurrence.
We discovered security issues around OTP, money movements, so brought down the app to fix all of that. Somto made sure that all of those parts were quickly fixed.
Making that decision to, do we continue and we're not sure what we're really doing, or do we pause first and work with regulators / other financial houses to see how we can actually make this safer for Nigerians? I think this was just a product that was like 2 months old, and we had to decide to put a pause to sign-ups, put a pause to be able to add money or withdraw money.
And there was a lot of hype already. We didn't pay for that momentum, but it was there, it was real. And we had to interrupt to tell everybody, we are going to stop, we're going to rebuild, and we're coming back.
This was also the period where there was MMM, which kind of created like a doubt at the time, but we had to do it to regularize.
That period taught us all the things we needed to fix before we relaunched in April. So very quickly we learned security, very quickly we learned liquidity, very quickly we learned treasury. I think that period really weighed on all of us, the magnitude of the thing that we're doing.
When we relaunched in April, they were still there and they resumed using it.
In 2016, my late daughter introduced me to what was called piggy bank at the time.
I was scrolling through Twitter. I saw this tweet talking about this app that helps you save money and you also get interest on your savings, which immediately piqued my curiosity.
And I was amazed because she would say, oh, I have so and so amount and I'm going to get this and stuff like that. So I got curious and wanted to do it.
One of the hardest days for me at Piggyvest was in 2022. Funny enough, I had just come back from a dental appointment, but that's the day that there was a downtime. So at the time, we gathered at Sumto's house. At the time we were even gathering, there were about 5,000, 6,000 transfers. And so it was one of those days where we were like, what do we do? It was from midday till 11 p.m. So at the end of that day, we had 11,000 transfers pending. My brain wanted to scatter. Imagine having to beg 11,000. That day, I remember when it was 2 transfers left. I just showed the dash, pointed the dashboard and showed my guys. We all just stood up and started dancing. And I think that period really brought us together. We had another time, but this was earlier on in 2019.
You close work on Friday, and then we woke up on a Sunday morning, and all our virtual account numbers were non-functional. I woke up to it, and people immediately start tagging me. At Oduenweni, where is my money? I called Sumto in a panic. We woke up IBK, woke up everybody. What's going on? All of us congregated at the rooftop of Sumto's house in the morning. Some people were on phone calls, making sure that people were calling users and keeping them calm.
I remember I was in church and my phone was blowing up. I had to just come out of church and stood outside and started drafting the press statements that would go out.
And Sumto was figuring out replacing the virtual account number. We knew we weren't leaving there until everybody's account was back to normal. And so we called a processing partner at the time. They gave us those virtual account numbers. Sumto replaced everything in a matter of hours. And I think 6 hours later, our statement went out where we identified this is what happened and this is the solution.
I think I remember when we had to go to CBN's office where we were still called Piggy Bank. We're not allowed to call ourselves Piggy Bank because we didn't have a commercial bank license. I remember going with one of our payment processors, I think it was Shola at the time, and one of our investors, Mr. Lumdesharam. So we thought we had the best name. Piggy Bank seemed like a pretty good name.
So we had to think of a new name for us. It was important that we still kept the Piggy, right? Because that was very core to our identity and our brand.
It caused a bit of anxiety, to be honest, but we were like, you know what, we can do it. So we changed the name from piggybank.ng to Piggyvest. And coincidentally, we were talking about adding investments to Piggyvest because after you have saved money for a time, you need to do more with your money. So naturally, investment came.
But the interesting part of all this is before even that meeting, I think we had acquired the domain name Piggyvest. So we knew that this was coming. It was just, how do we transition? How do we tell the story? We didn't have to hire an agency for it. I think 3 of us just sat down and just said what it was. People saw the why, and today Piggyvest is a household name.
Joshua, our CMO, was he was like, no, we cannot lose Piggy Bank. So we then changed what was called Core Savings, the very first wallet, to Piggy Bank.
For the communication to work, it shouldn't feel like you're just changing the whole thing completely. So we had to make Piggy Bank a product of Piggyvest. So that made Piggyvest seem bigger than the product.
From a brand perspective, it was more of whatever decision we're going to make, we should make sure that the experience is as seamless as possible.
In the beginning, we built Piggyvest as a new way for people to save money. It was clear that there wasn't like a straightforward product or system tool for people to save money, especially young people. There were cases where people wanted to go and buy wooden piggy banks. That was the premise of how Piggyvest, at the time Piggy Bank, started. But a few months / about a year in, we realized that Piggyvest was solving more than just the saving money problem.
There were real people who had real stories, and for some reason, this product was changing their lives. It wasn't just about a product offering, interest, every quarter.
Piggyvest was solving a very fundamental money management problem among young people, especially working class, people who are just trying to progress in their career.
When I first started using Piggyvest, I had a regular 9-to-5. I basically just wanted to see how much I could save, how far I could go. If Piggyvest could actually help me cultivate a savings habit.
People could now plan comfortably. People could have cash for unforeseen circumstances.
I just put money aside and safe lock the money until when the money is required.
And you wonder what was happening all along, even when bank accounts existed. It was very, very interesting to see how it transcended from just building products to building something that people literally rely on every single day.
The truth of the matter is that Piggyvest, what they have done is to instill financial discipline in people, and I'm one of those. I would say that is a great value that they have actually embedded in people without them knowing.
I remember in our first year, we're targeting just about 2,000 users at the end of the year.
At the time, we had 62 active savers, 841 total sign-ups. That year, we ended with 5,000. Today, we have over 6 million. We never really looked at the whole company as something that was going to be a massive thing for everyone, because it don't make sense to us because everybody had bank accounts.
It was more like imposter syndrome. None of us had worked in the bank. None of us had done our masters or anything. We just had product knowledge. I mean, we had built a product in the past that, had over 1 million users. So it was just more like, okay, can we scale this? Can we do this ourselves? Who's going to help us with the regulatory part? Who's going to help us push this? Nigeria is a very low trust environment, and we understood very early on that we needed our users to trust the process very quickly. So whatever it took to ensure that whenever a customer wants to withdraw their money, they get it immediately, we did that from the very beginning. And we stayed very consistent with that. And if there's any reason why we're not meeting up to that instant withdrawal promise, we always try to communicate. Then we were very big on showing proof. Then we did quite a number of things. There was the community building thing that we did with Open House, which is very, very popular today. So all of those things combined built trust over the years.
Running fintech in Nigeria is all about trust. People are literally giving you their life, their savings. And I think one core memory for me would be during one of those withdrawal days, and it was into the new year. There was that time it hit me that every credit alert on Piggyvest is somebody's future. And when you think of it that way, the responsibility of what you're building now really sits on you.
We started with a really small team, and then it was time to hire and kind of let go of the reins a bit. And that required a lot of pushing, a lot of prodding, and a lot of restructuring.
When I joined Piggyvest in 2019, I would say we were still like at the baby/toddler phase. The company was just about 3 years at a time.
I joined Piggyvest in 40 of Piggyvest. That time, the vision was beginning to materialize. The vision was real at this point.
The company was at a stage where they had already proven their value to Nigerians. There was structure, there were policies, but we needed more. They needed to define the structures, get more policies, processes aligned to ensure that we become scalable pretty much.
I joined just when I think we were just under 500,000 users at the time. So it was clear there was an appetite for the product, we had gotten the product market fit. How do we just get this product into as many people as possible?
So I've always worked at a traditional firm. Piggyvest was my first fintech experience. And I would say one major difference is the speed at which things are done. Piggyvest is a very fast-paced, environment. It's a very fast-paced company. So usually in traditional environments, there are usually like layers and layers of approvals. But here at Piggyvest, you can just be having a conversation with somebody, and before you know it, a decision has been made, and we're moving straight into implementation phase.
My grandma was a bit skeptical about me leaving a structured bank to go into fintech, but then I had to just explain to her, and I left the bank as a branch support associate, and then I was coming into Piggyvest as a customer support executive. So I actually started like a proper CS rep. So it's not like, oh, I joined as an executive or a manager. No. So seeing where I am right now, I'm in awe of growth, and something I would say is evident in a lot of people in Piggyvest. Piggyvest invests in each employee. It's not a thing of, oh, we're in a competition between each other. It's more of a join this company, focus on your own growth, know what you want, create your own goals, and then you can achieve it. They give you the opportunity to achieve whatever it is you put your mind to.
My career trajectory, very interesting. Some people would say I achieved that much in a pretty short time. So about 5 years I worked here, and it was a bit of being in a fast-paced environment. Like the company, we're growing at ridiculous speeds. So it was just like adjusting with the times and needs of the company.
So one thing that you'll see is that despite the fact that we are all working towards the one goal, everybody retains their individuality, their personhood.
I personally believe that company culture is directly tied to the founder's character. So everyone that talks about how amazing Piggyvest is as a culture, look at Odun, Sumter, and Josh. Diligence, doing more with less, curiosity, customer empathy, customer obsession.
Obsession with customer, I think it starts from there for most things. And because the customer has a certain issue, or you even don't want them to have certain issues, we have to up our game. When building things with third party, you have to preempt issues so that customers don't get to experience those things and build for them. And that also goes into how everyone on the team has to think.
I think what makes Piggyvest very, very, very special is everyone is just really keyed into the vision, because we are the people that also make the product, but then we're also the people that actually also use the product. So your social media marketer uses the product. Your engineer uses the product. So we're building for people like us, and we understand navigating growing up as an adult or young adult in Nigeria or in Africa. And those are things that Odun, Sumter, and Josh live, breathe, eat on a day-to-day, year-by-year basis.
The point at which I knew that this was the one was when we woke up one morning and Yewande had posted on Twitter how she saved $1 million, and we had no idea that people were making those moves inside of the platform. After Yewande volunteered her story, so many people started to volunteer their stories, and it became clear to me, one, we had built something for the people. Two, we had managed to strike something that was having a psychological effect actually on people. We were in real time modifying how people related with money. And that moment when everyone was volunteering their piggy bank saving stories and talking about it a lot on the internet was when I knew, yes, we're onto something here.
Big sis, best sis in the whole world. You have money. I'll see this for in your ring. Go and give me money now.
See, please, I don't have money. My money is in safe lock and I cannot remove it.
Safe lock? What do you mean safe lock again?
Go ask your brother now. People are supposed to know. People are good at breaking locks.
Azao now. What you breaking locks?
See, don't disturb me. I said I don't have money.
Dini.
Yes, who called you?
You go, you are disturbing me, please. Girl. I used Piggyvest too. It's Piggyvest that I used. It was very easy and seamless. See how happy I am. You are still using Ajo in this 2026 when there is Piggyvest to make your life easy. Hey, girl, go and download the app now.
me.
Guess what?
Sister, tell me, what is it?
I forgot to guess.
It's okay, sit down, tell me.
So I've been saving for a car for a while.
Okay.
And now my car savings is already complete.
Congratulations!
I'm buying a car. So yeah, I can't believe I'm buying a car at this age.
Oh, do you want me to keep it?
No.
Saving didn't change overnight. But for the first time, it stopped feeling like something only the disciplined could do and started feeling like something anyone could grow into.
It became fashionable to say, okay, you had your money in Piggyvest. Piggyvest quickly became very, very cultural. So it moved from product to culture because people who use Piggyvest are seen as people who are disciplined with their finances. So people wanted to associate with that feeling. And I think that's what makes it cool. So we're one of the first brands that started reports at the end of the year. We called ours WAEC. It's short form for Wealth Accrued and Expanded Consistently. So we would run an algorithm that would calculate your savings score, and then users would get to score A1, B2, B3, C5, whatever it is. That created some nostalgia because it's literally WAEC from secondary school. But it also explained in details to every user who cares to check how well they're doing financially. These were these subtle things that people were proud to show off. So for instance, a customer that scores A1 is proud to say, oh, I got A1, right? So it's not just about the fact that you use Piggyvest to save, but you scored an A1, which means that you're actually consistent with your savings and investments.
Every product, every financial service especially, is unique. And one of the things that helps you build better products is talking to a wide range of partners, your customers, your users, and leading partnerships back then. I was opportune to interact with such people. It gives you different perspectives of how people see the product and very important insights into what they feel we should do next, what they feel we could do better, what they feel we could add. All that was very invaluable coming into the product role. It helped us to build effectively and knowing exactly what we should do.
Our audience are very vocal. They speak about what they love about brand. They speak about what they want. And when you're not even doing it right, they also speak about it. We built the first product called Piggy Bank at the time. They literally came back with feedback to say, okay, we want a solution that would allow us not touch the money at all until the dates we set. That's literally what gave birth to SafeLock today, which is one of our biggest products to date.
In the very early days, right, we got a lot of people complaining, oh, can I break my safe lock? Oh, I did not know that it will be locked for this number of days. I need it now. And I remember then we're like, but it's clear now. We're like, okay, actually, no, let's go back to the drawing board. We then looked at the flow again and realized that actually this thing can be a lot clearer, right? And let's put ourselves in our customer's shoes. If you're giving someone money for a long period of time, it should be very clear exactly what you're doing, what you're going to get. So we changed up the entire UI.
We spent like months just working on it.
And basically now, before you create a safe lock, we show you, you are about to do X. You're going to get Y. On this date, you'll get your money back. And it was a very, very tiny change, but it drastically reduced the number of complaints that we got about safe lock.
What stands out for me is how the customers love the brand. They're not just users, they're part of a family. It feels like they built this product with us. They're sticking with it no matter what. And we don't take that lightly. It's a responsibility on our part to ensure that we continue to make them core advocates. It's important for us to continue to meet their expectations. Sometimes it puts a lot of pressure on us because what are we not doing right? It helps us ask questions internally. And we're hearing all of this feedback, but I see a customer base who are not just tied to the utility of the product. It's almost like they see themselves in the brand. They're associated with what the brand represents, and they want to be a part of it.
I'm not going to lie to you, fundraising was hard. We had brought up this new thing, and people loved it, but the flip side of that is that it's a new thing, and we didn't have any blueprint for how successful it would be. And there was a lot of validation for what we're doing. But we thought that validation would translate into VC funds, and boy, were we wrong. It didn't. A bunch of people indicated interest. We'd have the meetings. We didn't hear from them again. And that lasted until the end of 2017. So we had $50,000 mid-2017 and nothing added to it for the entire year. And then we opened 2018, joining Google Africa Accelerator as the first cohort. And then 2 angel investors reached out. They told us, hey, we want to invest $1 million into your company. And again, we didn't believe it. And towards the end of the Google Accelerator program, we went to a breakfast meeting with them. Came out of that breakfast meeting and they said, we're going to give you the money. And you know what? They did. So between Village Capital's $50K, their $1 million, and Kola I Know Ventures platform taking a bet and saying, you know what, we'll add $50,000 as well. That's how our $1.1 million seed round came together, I think a year after we started it. And then when we decided to go back to market again, I think it was 5 years later. It was just right after COVID, and then the market shifted. So we raised a bridge round and just went back to work. Fundraising hasn't been a huge part of our story.
2016 was such an interesting time. My former company, we were one of the first ones to really raise venture capital, private equity money. And so off the back of that, you start seeing the Paystacks and the Flutter Waves and everyone's starting to come up a little bit, and it was really exciting. We were all trying to figure it out, and it was such an exciting time.
We had people that had come before us that really set the pace for us and inspired us. So it was just when Konga and Jumia were doing great stuff. We just had these people that just showed that tech companies can do stuff in Nigeria and in Africa. And so it was almost like the pathway was being cleared for us by a lot of forerunners.
And there was a lot of collaboration. Back then, we didn't really have much, so everyone literally wanted to work together. A core function of why Piggyvest was able to scale were the integrations with Paystack and Flutterwave, right? They couldn't have done everything by themselves.
The partnership with Paystack is quite possibly one of the most consequential to the existence of Piggyvest as it is today. If Paystack hadn't launched just a few weeks before us, I think it'd have been difficult to do what we do today, because Paystack pioneered the recurring charges that is the bedrock for piggybank.ng at the time's autosave, being able to charge daily, weekly, monthly. If we didn't have them, we simply wouldn't have been able to do that.
I think it's really mutual trust, mutual respect. I deeply, deeply respect what they've done. I just like how we've stayed just in sync, the same milestones, the same progress, the same journey.
Partnerships was a huge thing for us, but we grew really rapidly, and then there had to be questions. So that's licenses started to hover above us, and we had to do something about it. And the first thing, that's, as you can check all of the companies in our space that you get, is a cooperative license. And you know what? It's helped us for a time, but obviously today we've moved on to getting so many more. We have a mobile money license, we have a fund management license. It's been 10 years, I cannot believe it. It means to me that what we started to do in 2016, we've done at least some of it. We're not done.
We wanted to achieve 1,000 users when we started. It was just let's just do this. When we get to 1,000 users, we've won. And over 6 million users now. And I can't just say I'm not doing it. I can't just say I'm not doing it again. Because now the responsibility is heavy. And heavy is the head that wears the crown. And so for me now is, what more can I give?
To me, it feels like proof of work. There's a very high sense of responsibility, but also there's a lot of gratitude. Gratitude to our users who supported us from the beginning. Grateful to all of the staff who worked with us from the beginning, stayed with us through thick and thin. Grateful for partners. Grateful for my co-founders.
It's really a journey. What started out as seed capital from our accelerator has now turned out to be one of the most important companies in Nigeria's tech ecosystem. So sometimes I think about it to say, what if we didn't meet, right? What would that have looked like? Who knows? But it gives me I'm enormous pride to be part of that journey. We've gone through the highs and lows. Many times we thought the company would die. Many times they were frustrated. Many people see the big numbers out there, but the hard work that the team has put in to get here today has not been a joke at all.
Looking back, I see a lot of growth. I see a lot of improvements. I see a lot of big steps, that we've been able to take over the last 10 years.
I've watched them grow. I've grown with them, and the fact that they are still around, I think they've done quite a lot, and I'm really impressed.
So my dearest Fadi, Piggyvest.
I still remember 2018 back in university when I first started using the app. At the time, it was just a simple decision to try and save a little more intentionally.
I was very skeptical because you know how it is when it comes to putting your money somewhere in hopes that you don't wake up one morning and the money disappears.
There was a time in my life when money and I were not on good terms. Bills were piling up. Every month felt like survival. My house rent didn't even look like something I could handle. Then one day, you showed up with that house money feature notification. Oh my God. Perfect timing. And before I even realized what was happening, something shifted. By the end of that year, I had saved more than my house rent. Me. I actually had to look at it twice because it didn't feel real.
For over 6 years, it has been a partner in discipline, growth, and consistency. From funding my annual birthday shoot to covering an important moment like an orthopedic surgery and even investing in my personal growth.
You've made it easy for me to stay consistent, and over time, you've helped me grow stronger and more intentional about how I manage my money.
And being able to write down goals, work towards them, save towards them, and being able to achieve them has been something that has been really fulfilling.
The peace of mind that comes with reading and knowing that there is fund in Piggy for law school essential cannot be underestimated. Flex Naira handled those unexpected moments, and Flex Dollar, my dream of becoming a billionaire wallet, keeps me in daily check. It turned small discipline into real financial freedom, and investing was made easy.
You have been more than just a saving platform. You have been a gentle reminder that discipline, consistency, and patience truly pays off. Thank you for being part of my journey.
And you know me, once I love something, I talk. I told my sister, my dad, who is now even more of a chronic saver than I am, my friends, honestly, anyone that cared to listen to a die-hard lover girl talk.
And I also really appreciate the thoughtful surprises you sent me. The Christmas hamper you sent me was a lot to me. It was actually my first, and it genuinely made my day. It's moments like this that makes you feel more than a platform, more like a human, and makes it more personal to me.
Now, it's our little routine. Every time I check in on you, it feels like an appointment I actually look forward to. My heart does that small, happy jump because even if my man doesn't give me girlfriend allowance, you reward me for showing up for myself. I will never forget that.
Yes to the lives you have changed, the businesses you have helped created, and dreams you have helped funded. I remain committed to you in many more years to come.
Thank you for building something that's truly helped people like me plan better, feel more confident about the future.
Piggyvest is more than an app. It is a simple but powerful innovation that makes saving easy, rewarding, and real. No one can be like you. No one can match your game. Happy 10th anniversary, Piggyvest. Cheers to Nilawal, your everyday investor.
I would say that over the next few years, young people in Nigeria will have more ambitions and will need partners to help them achieve those ambitions. Piggyvest is already doing that, but I just want them to continue to be a strong partner to a young person that has ambitions and just seeing how Piggyvest can help people achieve their ambitions better.
Our mission is clear.
We want young people's monies to be more valuable.
I want a situation whereby you look around you, you're just starting a life, you're just starting a family, and you see that Piggyvest is somewhat integrated deep into how you manage money in different areas.
You think about something, housing, think about health, think about insurance. The app you go to is Piggyvest. I want that Piggyvest and Piggytech as a whole, with all of our offerings, can solve every of your financial needs.
I hope that in the next 50 to 100 years, Piggyvest is now like a way of life. It no longer becomes something they have to do, but something that already happens naturally.
When millions of people can consistently save, then they can plan. And when you can plan, you can build. So I hope that in the next 10 years, people would see Piggyvest as the driver of that amazing explosion.
More of what we've been doing, better than what we've been doing, and certainly going deeper into Nigeria and beyond.
Opportunities are now less, right? 50 years ago, it was easy to get land, for instance, and say you're going to build a house. Today, it's almost like out of the reach of young people, right? So at best, you're thinking of apartments. The point is, there's more people struggling for smaller resources now. That means making sure that someone's money is more valuable is our goal, right? Can we give you more on your money? Can we make sure that what you're trying to spend on, you get the most value from that thing? Can we make your 100 naira become more 100 naira than any other platform? I think that's our focus, right? So maximizing the value of your cash or the money you have.
We're going to build many different products on that journey. We've built a few in the last 10 years. There is more to be done, but the mission remains the same, and we will continue to do that.